Welcome to Jelly Trumpet!
Thank you again. That was me talking to His Holiness the Dalai Lama about creativity and Buddhism. Thank you, sir.
Just a thought, Jim.
Yes, Mr. B.
I was thinking he might not have been the Dalai Lama.
Oh, what makes you think that?
Well, for one thing, he was wearing cowboy chaps, leather ones.
A chap is entitled to wear whatever he likes.
And that would explain the Stetson then?
Yes, it would.
Another thought? Where did you contact him to come on Jelly Trumpet?
Oh, we follow one another on Twitter. His handle is BB_Dalai_Lama.
I see. Let me have a look.
Where is Spen?
Your Majesty, good morning. Spen is out having his moustache shampooed.
Your Majesty, coffee and a brioche? I'll get the coffee on in a minute. We're having Seattle special brew today. Aha, look closer, Mr. Jim. When I say look closer, I mean put your glasses on.
BB_Dale Lama. Oh. Billy Bob Dale Lama, country singer and Buddhist. I see. I should wear my glasses before inviting anyone on the show, shouldn't I?
Otherwise,
I'm like a mole trying to thread a needle while I'm wearing Ray-Bans on a winter's night in the Devon countryside.
That's right. Was that Nigel? He'll want his breakfast.
I wondered why he sang a verse of I Walk the Line halfway through the interview.
You mean Nigel?
Nigel, ici, la nourriture.
No, I meant Billy Bob. Nigel may be able to play an oboe, quite a feat for a giant squirrel, but...
He doesn't like country music.
Oh, he certainly doesn't. Remember that time when we were in St Albans Market and that street performer was singing a Garth Brooks song?
Yeah, Nigel gnawed through his guitar case and stuffed half-chewed acorns in his speakers.
Where is he?
This is worrying. Nigel never misses breakfast.
Your Majesty, what are you doing with that great big sword?
You could have knocked the coffee over.
I have decided to honor Spencer with a knighthood.
Why?
I have reasons, Petit Pied.
Reasons, eh? Well, before you knock the coffee over, could you put that sword away?
Of course, Madame.
She looks very handy with a blade.
Very handy. She trained in weapons while growing up in the Aquitaine with the Knights Templar, you know.
Nigel! Here, boy! Breakfast, Nigel! How odd.
What is, Mr. B?
Nigel never goes anywhere without his oboe, or at least his bongos.
I don't like this, Mr. B.
You don't think he's gone wild?
No, it wouldn't suit him anymore. A life in the trees, compared to lying on a comfy sofa nibbling his nuts.
I'll check the cupboards, see if Sherlock or Dr. Watson or JB have seen him.
Good idea. I'll check behind the sofa.
No, Joy. JB was upset. He thought it was time for his milkshake. Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson were having some lapsang souchong with a twist of lemon whilst watching The Crown.
Nothing behind the settee. I must say, since Spen has been living there, it's a lot tidier. Nothing there, really, besides his moustache net and assorted yo-yos.
Do you think we should put Sherlock and Dr. Watson back where we found them?
Ha! They could come in handy in the case of the missing giant squirrel.
And me? What about putting me back in the Aquitaine?
Your Majesty, I'm still working on the coordinates and the precise button for your return to medieval France circa 1150 AD.
Yes, Your Majesty. Mr. B has a lot on at the moment, what with the podcast and making his music.
Very well. Où est Nigel?
Yes, Mr. B?
Yes, Jim?
The doorbell! It's one of those clever ones with a camera, is it not?
Yes, it is. Checking footage now. Rewinding? No. Wait. No. Look, it's Casper with a mouse. No. There's Sheila from number 7 putting her husband out. No. Look!
Who's that?
Zooming in. Oh, no.
Who is it?
I think it's...
Welcome to Jelly Trumpet, the world's only comedy podcast about creativity. Jelly Trumpet makes you more creative with tips, tricks and ideas for expanding your imagination. Especially good for business people wanting to be creative online. In this episode, a checklist for being more creative called The 9 Trumpets of Creativity. Our last trumpet is What If? Challenge at Home, a creative exercise for you to try at home. And Challenge Jim, where Mr. B challenges Jim with an exercise in creativity. Plus, a brand new micro sitcom called The Startup, with our hero Mary, the entrepreneur, starring in an episode titled Medium Branding Part 1, Part 2 later. And our very special guest will take part in Interview Countdown, 12 questions in 12 minutes. 9 trumpets of creativity. Our last trumpet is What If?
This season on Jelly Trumpet, we're talking about the 9 trumpets of creativity. It's a list of 9 ways of being more creative. In our last episode, we talked about combining, which is a fun technique. This episode, Trumpet 9, What If? Download the PDF of all 9 trumpets of creativity from the Jelly Trumpet website. This list of creative tools is rearranged from Osborne's checklist, also known as Scamper. If you've listened to the first season of Jelly Trumpet, you'll know we talked a lot about keeping a journal of how you worked on each creative project. We called the journal Your Medicine. The idea is you build up your own toolkit of ideas, the journal becoming your creative self-coach. So here we go with number 9 in our 9 trumpets of creativity. What if? What if is something I believe we do naturally. I mean, it's the saving grace of boring meetings. What if I had a pet wolf? What if the pet wolf only responded when you spoke to her in Norwegian? Do you find yourself using the what if often? Does it lead to something new? Does your imagination take off? What if? You'll like this. What if you formalise the use of this question? They are the 2 most powerful words for a creative. How can you double the power of this phrase? You make these 2 words even more powerful by adding a quota. So when I say to you, think of your project and ask yourself, what if? How many times would you do so? 2, 3, more? Set yourself a quota, and I mean a big quota. Start with 50 what ifs. Push yourselves to 100. I use this less often now, but it has been a boon when starting a project. What if times 100? Give it a go. You'll be surprised what you have found when you get to the magic 3 figures. The takeaway. What if, plus a quota, could be at the heart of your creative self. If you ever feel blocked, you can use this as one of your tools. So who is the chap in the video and what is he doing?
It's Marco.
Marco? Who's Marco?
He's a self-styled maverick influencer marketing guru to the stars.
To the stars?
Well, he does social marketing for a range of D-list celebs. You know the sort. Once wore a bikini near Love Island, bought some crisps from somebody on The Circle, wore massive earrings on the Great Pottery Throwdown.
What was this Marco doing out front of the podcast? Rewind a bit, Mr. B.
His mum lives across the street, so we see him about.
Stop it there. Go back a bit.
Well, what's Daddy putting in the boot? Looks big and heavy. Damn it!
Oh, a bus would come along at the wrong moment.
Why would Marco kidnap Nigel?
Why indeed? What possible use could someone have for a squirrel the size of a St. Bernard with a tendency to make annoying music on the bongos? What's that knocking?
That's Sherlock's knock.
Yes, Sherlock?
Nigel is of value to someone, perhaps someone far away. Can I have some more tea?
Later.
If only we could work out Nigel's value.
If only we had someone we could consult with.
Yeah, someone who knows, crime.
Yes, crime. A clever person. That's what we need. Only where to find one?
Why not ask?
We must know someone. Wait,
I'm thinking.
Why not open the cupboard?
there must be someone. We need a clue, any clue.
Yes, any clue. What's that on the video, under his arm?
Zooming in, it looks like...
Open the cupboard and consult with the consulting detective. What do I know?
Surely not.
I think it is.
It's a copy of Purple Cow by Seth Godin.
Transform your business by being remarkable. So, we're dealing with...
An entrepreneur.
An entrepreneur with ambition.
Ruthless in today's digital world.
You know what to do next?
Yes, read the book.
More coffee?
Sorry, yes, more coffee.
Vous la pomme de terre. Go and talk to his mum.
Well, that's an idea.
That's a very good idea.
We better get a picture of Nigel, see if she recognises him.
That's a good idea too.
Oh, vous les legumes. Of course she'll recognize him. He's a 3-foot-tall squirrel.
I take your point, Your Majesty.
Me too. Excellent point, Your Majesty.
What should we take?
Cake. I have some carrot cake from yesterday.
Oh, yes, that was lovely.
As a fresh coffee, I have a really top-notch thermos.
Oh, she'll love that.
Get over there. Vous pêchez bien sûr.
Going.
Going.
She could do some damage with that sword.
She's upset. I mean, she and Nigel are very close.
Do you think we should have travelled in the podcast to Marco's mum?
I think we can walk, Mr. B. I mean, Marco's mum is only across the road and,
What?
Well, it's just, your sense of direction with the podcast is somewhat wayward.
Excuse me, madame. Word man, writer man. You write the podcast, don't you?
Yes. Yes, I do. Sometimes it's like someone else is writing Jelly Trumpet. I mean, the opening of this episode was meant to be all about the Dalai Lama, carrot cake and coffee.
Tu es jaloux.
And sometimes you drink and write, and sometimes you don't do enough drafts, do you? And that's why we've lost Nigel.
But why would he be stolen? He's our friend. Oh, let me read this message. I have something you're looking for.
Who's the message from?
It says, a friend. Well, no time for that now. Let's say hi to Marco's mum.
Challenge at home.
Although we ask ourselves, what if, we don't use it enough. We don't use it when doing the same things day after day. So for a week, I want you to spend 21 what ifs. Therefore, 3 times a day, when doing an activity you always do, ask yourself, what if? And finish the question with the first thing that comes into your head. Record your answers to the question. After 7 days and 21 answers, have you found a new way to do that activity? Or have you used your what ifs for a creative project? What did you find out? What was new? How did it change your project? The takeaway. Our thoughts build well-worn paths through our minds. This what if challenge is to help go off-road into new territory. Who knows what you'll come up with? Do let us know what you come up with. Email us jelly@jellytrumpet.com or leave a post on one of our social feeds. Let me do the talking. We'll have to be cunning if we're to find out about this Marco. Mums are notoriously reticent about their boys. I suggest a polite inquiry, you compliment her, then I'll casually throw in that we haven't seen Marco for a while, and it would be lovely to buy him a drink or a coffee.
Hello, Mrs. Harbinger.
Marco's gone to Gotania.
We wondered if you could have a word with Marco.
Is the address he's staying at on this brochure?
That's very good of you, Miss Harbinger.
Thank you, Mrs. Harbinger.
Well, I must say, Mr. B, this detective work is very easy. I mean, knocking on a door and being handed a clue. We could be consulting detectives.
Oh, that was lovely.
Oh, you're back, Sven.
Oh, magnifique.
Keep it down, Spen, we're detecting.
The brochure says the Tiger's Nest is an exclusive destination nestled in the hills to the north of Strep, west of Gutania's capital.
Your Majesty, would you mind keeping Spen upright, at least for the rest of this episode?
Duck!
Poor Spen. She flattened his moustache with that manoeuvre.
I know, he's just had his moustache permed.
Oh, Spen, ici.
It's streep as in Merrill, not strep as in streptococcus.
Say that last word again.
Streptococcus.
Thank you. What a lovely word. Right, so Gutania, isn't that...
Yes, it is. The new country that hedge fund manager bought in the Balkans.
Bought a country? Well, stranger things happen.
In other podcasts.
What to do with the clue?
Good question, Mr. Jim.
Ask Sherlock, you chariot à dessert.
Right, Mr. B.
Certainly, Mr. Jim.
Yes?
We'd like some advice, Sherlock. Our friend, Nigel, the squirrel, has been abducted. We believe that this brochure is a clue. We also believe that Marco, from across the street, is responsible for this crime. Now.
Yes.
Sherlock says yes.
Great! What does that mean? I mean, what did he say yes to?
We can ask him what the yes was for.
Hang on, while I go over the question again in my head.
Mr. B, said podcast for Gutania. Rapide!
Readying buttons. Summoning steam. Jelly Trumpet juice is ready. Start procedure engaged. Button being pressed.
Wait, isn't it time for the micro sitcom?
Oh, yes.
The Startup, a micro sitcom. Meet Mary, the entrepreneur, going about creating her online business. the office of an established marketing and branding clairvoyant.
Be the business plan, be the business plan, be the business plan.
Gwenzilla will see you now.
Thank you.
Mary is here, Gwenzilla.
Lovely to meet you. Whew. Whoa, that's a lot of incense.
Shh. Not yet, Mary. Not yet. Take a beanbag.
I'm Mary. I think I'm sinking. I am sinking. Oh, God, this beanbag's very deep. I'm being swallowed.
Gwenzilla is not quite ready.
Mary, you seek branding support and strategy.
Oh, yes, for my latest venture, Baby Maker. Make up for babies. Make 'em up, hide the dribbles. Still working on the tagline.
I see it, the whole picture.
What?
Gwenzilla is channeling your brand vision. She's almost ready.
For I am Gwenzilla, brand strategist, coach, designer, vision channeler.
I'm definitely sinking. This beanbag's very deep. Oh, I'm glad I'm wearing trousers.
What do you see, Gwenzilla?
What the f***? I think I'm trapped.
5 steps to build your brand. My new ebook. 3, just supply your email address. Wait! Just a flashback. I see.
Yes?
Step 1, plan the brand. Step 2, produce the brand. 3, launch the brand. 4, grow the brand. And 5, monetize.
Well, that's not helpful.
It is the vision. Hashtag brand mindfulness. Hashtag brand purpose. We live by our visions.
Well, my vision is lots of money for little effort and a beach in the Bahamas with a 6'2" surfer.
It's coming now.
What?
You are Mary, the baby maker queen. That's it. You're wearing a crown, sitting on a throne, the throne of
Iron.
the Iron Throne of Elon Musk. Yes, Queen Baby Maker.
Part 2 of the startup later. Creative rituals.
In Season 2, we're highlighting a book called Daily Rituals by Mason Curry. It's full of short essays about the rituals creative people have used in their lives. This is Arthur Miller in his own words. I wish I had a routine for writing. I get up in the morning and I go out to my studio and I write. And then I tear it up. That's the routine, really. Then occasionally something sticks, and then I follow that. The only image I can think of is a man walking around with an iron rod in his hand during a lightning storm. The takeaway. Do you need rituals? Do you just get on with your creativity? I see looking at rituals as a bit of fun. I have my own, and they work for me. But never stop questioning how you go about your creative work. If you can create in a better manner, find it.
Coming up, interview countdown. Challenge Jim. Mr. B will issue Jim a challenge. And list of the week. Sponsored by Conversion Detectives, the really creative digital marketing agency. Search Conversion Detectives.
Lovely.
What is lovely?
Kate Blanchett's face. In particular, those cheekbones reminds me of Katharine Hepburn and Sophie Turner.
Oh, stop it! We are on a mission.
We're on a mission.
A mission to find Nigel.
Coming into land. Brace yourselves.
Kate.
Landed.
So, this is Gutania?
Nice.
So many trees. It reminds me of our royal hunting parks.
Right, so now we,
Yes, Jim, we now
we find the tiger's nest.
Then what?
We find this Marco, and we torture him till he reveals what he has done with Nigel.
Okay, finding Nigel good, torturing Marco bad.
You have a better idea, Gâterie Sucré?
Now, let's not get bogged down with who's going to do what to who.
And what is your plan, Motom?
We familiarise ourselves with the layout of the place, chat to some locals, identify the tiger's nest, find Marco, discreetly follow him, and he'll lead us to Nigel.
Why didn't we ask for him at reception?
Oh, we could do that.
Open the podcast door, Monsieur B.
Well, it's a lovely day for a walk in the woods.
Oh, they look mostly like oaks. Very pretty spot.
Shall we bring C-Mac?
Yes, a coffee machine on tank tracks. Such a good idea, Mr. B.
Thank you, Mr. Jim. He really is quite a boon. What with his range of piping hot coffees and all of his other accessories, quite a gizmo.
Ice, Nigel!
Where?
Where?
Through there!
Nigel, what are you doing?
Oh, we were worried. Mon brave garçon.
Are we sure that's Nigel?
Of course it's Nigel. How many squirrels the size of some Bernard dogs do you know?
Well, apart from that one sitting on that log nibbling on an acorn,
Yes?
and those 3 sitting in an oak tree, and another 4 over there perched on a rickety fence.
What? But...
Nigel has a white star-shaped spot on his forehead, does he not?
Well, none of them have that.
Quite so.
What does this mean?
First, it means we have not found Nigel. Second, it means that this is where his family come from.
I see. I think we should make for the tiger's nest and ask for Marco at reception.
That's a good idea.
Thank you, Mr. B.
Then what?
Oh, come on, the pair of you. We torture the receptionist.
Say no to torture, Your Majesty.
No.
That's good.
No, it isn't, Jim.
Oh.
Cannot you amateur podcasters find Nigel the giant bongo playing squirrel? Will Mr. B and Jim ever make use of Sherlock Holmes? And what is behind the digital country called Gutania? Listen to Jelly Trumpet What If Part 2 to find out.